All right, if I recall correctly, this is the show that has no theme song still. Welcome back to LinkedIn Logs. I'm your host, Chad White. This is episode 4 of the show where I try to become the world's greatest LinkedIn influencer. I was on LinkedIn this morning and I found that people like Ryan Reynolds and I don't know who else is famous. It's like Ryan Reynolds and Katy Perry, famous people. What I'm trying to say, Russell Wilson, Robert Downey Jr., Tim Tebow, Gwyneth Paltrow, Mr. Beast. These people have LinkedIn pages, which is the craziest thing. It's all just promotion, and it's not fair. There are poor suckers like us who are trying to find jobs on LinkedIn and network. And I fully doubt Ryan Reynolds has even popped open. He even knows he has a LinkedIn account. That's crazy. This is crazy talk. Why does Shaq doesn't even have a picture up? Russell Wilson only has 3,000 followers. Robert Downey Jr. only 3,608. Tim Tebow's only got 2 million. Well, he has 2 million, excuse me. And Gwyneth Paltrow's only got 66,000 followers, and she actually runs a company. Ryan and her. Tim Tebow is a follower of Jesus Christ because that has a place. Jennifer Lopez. Why does Jennifer Lopez have a LinkedIn account? This just makes it so much harder for everybody else. Just see like Gwyneth Paltrow, and what's funny is like if you go to Jennifer Lopez's account, she has she has her experience up. She's like. Her experience is up. Skills, film, 1 endorsement. Jennifer Lopez, actor, producer, director. Has like lists of things she's done. Founder, JLo Beauty. It's a full-time job. Co-founder, Neo-Rican Productions. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in the shirt I just put on so I can record this show. LinkedIn Logs, episode 4. I thought I'd try something. Try something. Try anything, according to what's it called? What's that movie called? Zootopia. It's getting a second movie. Doesn't need it, but it's happening. What show is this? LinkedIn Logs. This is I want to do so I apply on a lot of different places. I applied via LinkedIn. I go to places like ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Glassdoor, Simply Hired. You name it, I've applied on it. I've had to create profiles. I'm sick of creating profiles. Don't make me create a profile for a website I'm only going to come to once, if anything. Like my Workday profile should be across every single platform. I use all these websites, and the important thing is that they're all updated. They have the same sorry to clear my throat there. They all have the same resume up. They all have, when they call for, and look, this is not my fault because I hate rewriting cover letters, but they all have the same cover letter, the same general cover letter. That's like, I've had experience with this and that and blah, 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 blah. And then when the job calls for it, I'll rewrite. Sometimes. I don't do it all the time. It's imagine applying to 15 jobs in a day, and each one of them is like,
give me a new cover letter.
I don't copy and paste if they allow that, and I'll do some tweaking. But other than that, don't make me. And one thing I've learned is that they all stink. But the top 3, LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, they all have something about them that people keep coming back to. I like Glassdoor because it has the salaries estimated, but it has the salaries of the jobs. The search function sucks, but Indeed is kind of it's the ugliest one, but it's also, you know, the one I feel that would get someone hired quickly. And LinkedIn is the catch-all. It's the in between both of them, and quite frankly, is the best one, even though I despise using it. Now let's compare them. Let's do the thing that we came here to do. Listen to me complain about not having a job and then doing this. Let's start with Glassdoor since I first named it. For Glassdoor, the discoverability of just finding something to do for work is incredibly difficult. I appreciate that the salaries are or the estimation thereof are just put out there, and I really love the reviews feature. That's something that it stands out. We know that Walmart is a 3.3 stars, but we also know that New York Times is a 3.8 stars. The problem, I do have an issue with reviewing things in general. I do think critics are necessary. You know, let's go back to New York Times. The music critics are smart. The movie critics, TV critics, they're smart. They know that's why they're hired. That's why people are hired to do these jobs. However, I mean, just take things with a grain of salt. If something's a 3.8 in total, Warner Media's Warner Bros. Discovery's a 3.8, it might be a 4. It might be a 5 for you. It might be a 1. 2, here, we don't know. You gotta make yourself laugh. But I really do appreciate the reviews function. People can write the pros and cons. You can say, Jesus. I'm sorry, the patio door is open, and quite frankly, I need the airflow. I haven't had the heat on or the air on unless I cook. Gotta save that money, baby. What was I talking about? But the pros and cons. I gotta stop kicking this desk. The pros and cons part of it all works in its favor because you can actually see in people's own words, hey, this company does paid leave correctly. Hey, I had a baby and they allowed me to take 8 weeks off instead of 6, instead of 4. And it works like that. It works so well. But then, for some industries, when I come in with TV writer, well, I mean, obviously you can't just apply that, but like TV producer, TV production, film production, news, journalist, digital producer, video producer, freelance, that's when it loses itself. That's when it becomes a website that just kind of doesn't make sense. Oh my God, I should not have done it. Nova wanted to be outside. And I said, all right, it's 60 something degrees. Fine. The world's going to hell. I think she's back inside. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave to close the thing. The world's going to hell. It's warm in February. But when you're looking for specific jobs in an industry that is notoriously difficult to keep a job in, that's when it kind of crumbles on itself. Like if I recently typed in a TV producer, which is, yeah, broad, but it's TV producer. And the jobs that I was offered in the recent searches for Glassdoor include the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia Incorporated, FanDuel, Concert Consulting, and the XTR Ordinary Network LLC, which I can guarantee you is just a guy who posted a job on here. And that's something I hate across the entire board, is that, again, I've mentioned this before, and LinkedIn, you can just post a job and anybody could apply, and it's just like a guy, or like anybody can post a job, and it's just like a guy, and he's like, it's an unpaid internship for 120 months, and then we could pay you $8 per ad that's run on your post, and you have to work 17 hours a day. You can save searches in each and every single one of these websites. You can save job alerts. You can get things sent to you. I don't know how often Glassdoor sends theirs, but there you go. Now, the related jobs when it comes to Glassdoor itself, it is it's they don't really make sense. I'm just shifting my shoulder back in a weird way. When you type in anything, it knows I'm looking for TV producing, news, journalists, that hemisphere of things. But all I'm getting back in related jobs is social media strategist, social media coordinator, social media manager, things that require a skill like SEO, knowing SEO stuff, which is something I don't know. And it's something I quite frankly don't care to learn. You can post jobs, you can become an employer thing, and then they have this career path, discover careers. They ask you, they give you interview questions and how to answer it. I guess, I don't know. This is what I'm saying here. You can discover the companies. You can follow companies. You can do a salary calculator. But when it comes down to it, I just find Glassdoor unreliable and not at all that engaging as much as LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, yeah, it has that social aspect, but Glassdoor, and it has they're all professional, but Glassdoor is just missing something that doesn't go along with that social aspect. But it really stands out from the crowd using the review function and using the salary functions. And then there's Indeed, the place where you can find restaurant jobs sitting alongside professional other jobs that aren't, you can find retail and food service alongside white collar jobs. You can find construction right up there with banker. And it's the all-around one. And it is the one that got me the when I was working at what's it called? Starbucks. When I was working at Starbucks. It is the one where I was hired for Bounce TV, now or Kate's Broadcasting, now EW Scripts. Which is a bad company. It's a horrible company. Run by horrible people. And there's really nothing to Indeed but applying for jobs. I'm seeing here that there's a company review section, which I didn't know existed. And what you'll see in these company reviews, again, same thing I said for Glassdoor, is that across the board, you'll see like 3.5 stars for a company you like Whole Foods Market, for like Amazon, Lowe's, Olive Garden. Because sometimes you can't trust people. They'll just give 1 star. Like you can go on Amazon.com and I could have this Hydro Flask water bottle. I gotta show the logo. This thing was expensive. Discontinued. But I could have this Hydro Flask and someone could have the same thing. And my review could be 5 stars or 4 stars. It's great. It's the biggest version. It keeps things hot, keeps things cold. I just wish the top was better, or I could change out the top and buy their top. Someone else could go, this is the worst thing in the world. I don't like it. And that could be it. So it doesn't matter. These reviews don't matter. Take them with a grain of salt. Do you know what? I'll take it back. They do matter. Take them with a grain of salt. That's why I'm giving the ups and downs of these things. It also looks like they have a salaries thing as well, but I've never seen it until today, and it does not, and there's no, and it's not implemented like it is implemented within job posts, like it is within Glassdoor ones. The job feed, as they call it, for this one is truly just it's the most simple thing. One side you have job feed, on the other side you have recent searches. You can search for what jobs you want, and then you can find where you want them. There's also a messaging function that is the worst I've seen in my life. In fact, I have 2 messages that are still in here from 2021. I cleared one at one point. I had so many messages that were just like, go to the website and send in the application. Go to the website, send in the application. Hey, reaching out to see if you want to earn $8 at this place. Go to and just things like that. The last 2 I have are from a restaurant here in Atlanta that is now closed, and from a guy who owns a moving company. Okay. The message says, "Hello, Chad. Are you willing to work 7 days a week if needed?" This is the mover. If so, are you able to report by 6:50 a.m. every morning? We do a background check. We do a background check. We do not accept any theft or sexual related charges. One sentence. Would that be an issue? Salary $12 starting. Of course, I didn't respond. I was going to do that. That's also a big thing with me. Grammar. If you can't put the correct punctuation in, I don't want to work for you. True. Now, in terms of searching on Indeed, using a lot of hands today, finding a job in my industry fares better than Glassdoor, but it's still not out of this world. There's still some fine tuning that needs to be. I mean, either that fine tuning needs to happen, or it's the person who's posting the job link. Because sometimes, like right now, the first one is Director of Digital Media for Leading the Way with Dr. Michael Youssef, which I assume is a show on a radio platform. It's a Christian broadcast ministry. So I assume it's a show on a radio platform. The pay is great. I won't be doing it though. Also, I don't no one's not going to hire a 29-year-old to be director of digital media. And they do a great job of indicating, now that we live in this world where people prefer to work remote or have the option to do hybrid, they do a great job of indicating what's remote and what's not. Now it's the job poster's problem when it comes to, and it says remote on the posting, but then it says in the body of the posting, this job is not remote. You must live in the city and come into the office 5 days a week. But again, it's finding a job on here that I find to be one of the more difficult options. And I will say they all offer resume help, which is good. But it's if you want in terms of feature-rich job boards, Indeed is not part of that category. And it doesn't have to be. I think what it does right now with just having job feed and recent searches, it does pretty decently. But it is behind in terms of technology compared to Glassdoor and compared to LinkedIn. Now, speak of the devil. LinkedIn is the creme de la creme of finding a job. I type in a TV producer, TV production, digital journalist, whatever that I fit into. And I would say more often than not, 8 times out of 10, as opposed to Glassdoor's maybe 5 times out of 10, and Indeed 6 times out of 10. There are jobs that are in my profession, in the industry that I work for, that are often able to, that I'm able to apply to either with Easy Apply or by going to an outside website. And then when you go to the outside website, it asks, did you apply to this? And you click yes or no. I appreciate that it tells you how many people have applied to the job. I'm looking at a producer job for 2020, the ABC show from the Walt Disney Company, based in New York. It's a hybrid position, posted 2 weeks ago, and there's over 200 applicants. And then if you just go deep further and like a couple of lines down, it says, see how you compare to 485 applicants. And I know at that point, I do not apply for that job. That's my trick. Never apply for a job that has over 200 applicants, because you're never going to get seen. Unless you know somebody that can help further that along. And in my experience, that you'll never get seen. It tells you how much you're going to make now, because that is a new rule in New York. And if you're a company that's afraid to post how much somebody's going to make, and you're afraid because you think no one's going to get that or want that job, post it. Post the payment. Just because everybody wants to make 6 figures, there are people without anything who are willing to take the 5-figure one. And you have to learn how to make concessions as well. Like, truly, you're going to have to learn to not want somebody who spent 12 years in college and who's a 70-year-old white guy. And these skills. And LinkedIn allows you to put down your skills. You have to take tests. I think it should be taken at your own merits. I shouldn't have to take a 40-minute test, a writing test. And I get it. The person, the hirer rather, could be going, oh, this person's got a score on the writing test. It's a 10 out of 10. Yeah, but how are they at interviewing? How are they talking to you? You get me in an interview, baby, I knocked that out of the park. I'll joke with you. I'll tell you stories. I'll tell you why I'm fit for the position. I take meaningful pauses. No ums or uhs. I destroy. That's the problem. I'm too likable. That's why I have so many girlfriends. LinkedIn also has that social aspect I was talking about. You can connect with people. There's people from high school, people from elementary school, people from college, people I've worked with, people I've never met that I'm connected to. I do try to only connect with people that are in my industry, real. But so many accounts from like overseas, and like they work in like technology, and then they're the ones that send me the job opportunities which don't make sense, and I'm like, I'm not. This is a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. The connections, I like the connections aspect of it. Finding the jobs, good, fine. Demonstrating your skills, the interview prep, and the resume builder, that is, I believe the resume builder and interview prep are offered across all 3 of these platforms. The demonstrating skills part, again, is something that I have issues with, because a lot of times when you're taking these tests on LinkedIn, it's kind of a general thing. It's a general overview of the job. And you are allowed to, when you're a job poster, you're allowed to put in your own test and have your own questions and everything. But everything, when it's like they say, hey, this is a 30-minute test. It's got 120 questions. You have to answer them all. You only have 5 seconds per question. and there are all these lengthy, short answers and septuple multiple choice. When you open Adobe Premiere and you have to log in the raw, no, come on. The messaging feature is fine. I'm glad it has read receipts. I love seeing that 3 recruiters at Warner Media that I have messaged, whom I know, they read it and then they didn't do anything after the fact. I love receiving job offers from 18-year-olds who are running their own, what they call production companies. And I have to know TikTok so hard and YouTube so hard. And they have a podcast that they put out. It sounds like I'm describing myself. They put overproduced podcasts and they make $0 from this, but they still want to hire people. I love when people have general titles like Associate of Business Development. This is a real thing. Who reach out to me and they talk about virtual production services, and they brag that, we've got 400 XR projects delivered on different verticals, including media. That's what it says. With a focus on web AR and data analytics. I love it when they just put a whole spiel inside of the messages. And they're like, we'd love to offer you a position. And you follow through and nothing happens. I love when somebody who you can see pays for LinkedIn Premium. I love when that person reaches out to me in the morning and I get this LinkedIn message and I'm at the gym or I'm just finishing up and I'm so excited because I got a LinkedIn message. I love when this person whose title is Connecting Professionals with Great Opportunities. I love when someone who's paid $500 for LinkedIn in order to have that number, the third next to them, and a gold photo thing. I love when this person sends me the most generic description of this job that I'm not even qualified for, and quite frankly, I don't even understand. Love it when they send it to me and they expect me to be head over heels. I love it when somebody who's an actor or a creative person continually sends me messages over and over and over again that say virtually the same thing. Hey Chad, hi Chad, comma, space. I'm always fascinated by fellow people in showbiz, something like that. Thanks for connecting and networking me on LinkedIn. That's 2 different messages. We have, and they continue to go on from there of several paragraphs, and then they include their information, how to contact them, their IMDb page, and I love how they send it to me. Not 1 day, not 2 days, not 5 business days in a row. But more than that, to a point where I go, hey, I don't have any connections. I'm sorry. And then they send me a message. Wow, fantastic. Thanks. I appreciate you for reaching out back to me. And then there's 77 more sentences after that telling me their stories. I love that so much. I love all those things. It's my favorite. Then LinkedIn also has this notification feature that is sometimes useful and sometimes not. Tells you that people looked at your profile. As if that works. Hey, somebody from CBS looked at your profile. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, your ex's friend, look at your profile. Which is something that did just happen recently. Hey, one person liked your post. And then LinkedIn, of course, obviously you can. And then in the notification section, there's also that like just random notifications. I just got PXP is promoting a high priority producer, production, post production role in Los Angeles, California that matches your job alert. The Weather Channel was live. Watch the replay. And then a bunch of LinkedIn things where they send stuff to you. Congratulate, and then also like congratulations stuff. Congratulate this guy on 1 year at this job. Hey, it's this person's birthday. Hey, remember her? She's still around. Then you can make your profile, which is something that stands out outside of LinkedIn. Indeed and Glassdoor. But this is where it kind of falters. This is where it becomes Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. You can put all your experience on there. You can really connect to the different jobs. Companies is what I meant to say. You can put your portfolio on there. You can put your portfolio website and count that as part of the experience, which is something I do because I know that if someone doesn't see that you've been doing something in between not having a job, then they won't hire you, or they'll, whatever. And it's a little busy. It's a little convoluted at points, but all in all, I do think the social aspect, as much as I dislike it, it kind of works. Then there's a work section, which I've never used, and a reactivate premium section, which I will not do that because I'm not spending $40 to do anything. Oh, I know these people. I have a realtor friend who just posted a post, and two people I've met. I bought a house from him. To have just money to spend on a house or rent. I've already tipped my hand. My favorite is LinkedIn, reluctantly. You can save jobs. You can apply to things. You can do whatever. But all the information you get, or even the lack of the information, is kind of the downfall of what happens with LinkedIn. Then you look at Glassdoor. There's just two vital pieces of information, which is the salaries and the reviews, and then nothing else. And then Indeed is one of the more bare bones, but what it offers in the job searching department is leagues ahead of Glassdoor, if not a little broken itself. And that's it. That's all I want to do is compare those three. I don't like Monster that much because it keeps sending you emails. I signed up for Monster once, and or I applied to a couple of jobs on Monster at one point, and it sent me a deluge of emails. I truly at least 10 when the first day or so, and then. I'm very proficient with technology, so on Google I just what's it called, Gmail, I blocked it, unsubscribed, did all the things I needed to do. Hey, listen, I promise if you hire me, I won't make fun of your company on the show. Well, there is one company I did not make fun of. It's Warner. I have not made fun of Warner because I actually enjoyed working there as opposed to EW Scripts and 11 Live News. Try not to burn bridges. Hey, what I did earlier today was you might have noticed the logo to this show changed. The first three, it was a very bad logo. And now it's a very good logo that I really genuinely love. So I've changed it. Like truly like an hour ago, an hour before recording this show, I changed the logo and it looks so good now. There's also a new show I put out called Late Night Lately, which is a late night show podcast where I cover, not recap, I cover the best of late night for that week. The whole title of the show is Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show. I love that title, and it's got a great logo itself. A logo, I made both these logos, and I shot pictures for Late Night Lately. I don't shoot pictures for it, excuse me. My phone isn't capable of taking pictures of the moon. I took a picture of the moon, the full moon, earlier in February, and it's part of that logo. Ooh, baby, it looks nice. Okay. If you want to see a video version of the show, go to youtube.com/C+Comedy, along with video versions of the other podcasts as well, the Constitutionals and Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show. I'm going to be saying that the entire time. You can subscribe to those shows on wherever you get your podcasts, rate and reviews, and tell your friends about these shows. They're great. You can also watch our premium show, our first show, News Time, on youtube.com/C+Comedy. You can watch the interviews where I interview people. It's called The Interviews on youtube.com/C+Comedy. All this can be found on cpluscomedy.com. You can see snippets and follow us on social. C+Comedy on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and me on all those things except for TikTok at Chad Black White. If you want to hire me, go ahead, shoot me a message. I'll always reply on LinkedIn, except if it's fake and if you are one person asking for ridiculous things. I will find a theme song for the show at some point. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll find it. And again, I'm probably the best choice out of all the choices. That is my LinkedIn tagline. Hire me, and we can go places. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Let's get linked in.